Shalom, this is Rav Natan. Welcome to Genesis of Relationships, where we help you bring peace and passion into your relationship. Today we are in chapter 1 of Genesis, of Bereshit, verse 26, Kav Vav. And God said, "Let us make man in our image like us." Who's God talking to? Now, the commentator Rashi asks a very, very powerful question. He says, by God saying, "Let us make man," God is actually taking a risk over here. What is the risk? People may come along and say, if God is saying, "Let us make man," there is another God or other gods that actually exist. So God is taking a huge risk over here that people may misunderstand him and serve other gods. Say that God is identifying that there are other gods other than him. So why is God taking this risk, and who is he talking to? There are a few powerful lessons to learn over here. The first opinion is like this: God is talking to the angels. God realizes and wants to teach us that even though the angels are not really playing a major part in the creation of man, it would be disrespect to ignore the fact that the angels exist up in heaven with God. So God shows respect to those angels and says, "Let us make man." Now, where is this a powerful lesson for our life? Our children. Our children are so often put to the side. You know, I remember growing up and there were certain family members that when we went there, we were put at the children's table. We weren't at the adults' table because the adults spoke adult stuff and the children should be seen and not heard. That's very hurtful. It's very hurtful. A child needs to grow up knowing that they are a part of the family. They are a part of the vision. Yes, there are certain times that they aren't to sit with the adults. Adults do need to discuss things. Parents need to have parent time and relationship time. But when we put our children to the side and make them believe because they are younger, they maybe have less life experience than us, maybe less knowledge than us, and we put them to the side and say, "Shh, shh, shh, let dad talk. Let mum talk. Let your older sister or brother talk." Then what we are doing is building already a disbelief in themselves. If God can turn to the angels, God doesn't need the angels to create man. But if God can turn to the angels out of respect and say, "Let us make man," then surely we can turn to our children who are an essential part of our family and say, "What's your opinion? What do you have to say about this?" And listen to them. The other place that I really believe this lesson can be learned is between spouses, husband and wife. Let's say I am the world's greatest engineer. My wife, which I'm not, my wife may still have some advice for me, even though she is not the world's famous engineer. She may have some advice. She may have a different way of looking at something, even when it comes to me engineering. It is up to me to make space for her to offer her opinion to me. Vice versa. My wife may be the greatest marketing director in the world. She needs to make space for me to offer my opinion, whether it's brilliant, whether it can even offer her anything. God wants us to respect those around us and give them the space to offer their opinion, to give their advice, and to give their knowledge to us. So the next time you want to shut a child up, the next time you want to tell your spouse that they don't know anything about what you're dealing with, stop and remember, in the first few days of the creation of the world, God invites in to the creation of man the angels that he doesn't need, but he respects them and he makes them feel right. He makes them feel good. He makes them feel honored. I hope that you can take this lesson and make it a true part of your relationship, empowering the people around you to not let them know how important they are to you.